197 appearances approximately, because the maths killed me. 10 Scotland caps, 108 goals, 15 clubs, including Notts County, Birmingham and Sheffield United, a born and bred Brummie who had the pleasure of representing his boyhood club at the highest level, Mr. Paul Devlin.
Cheers.
Absolute pleasure to meet, sir.
Yeah,
sorry to be a pain.
Thanks for that.
We briefly explained the format, pro picks, a five-a-side made up of the best players you played with, well, four of them, a goalkeeper, defender, midfielder, striker, the fifth guy being the lunatic who used to play with the character. Okay, so if you want to kick off straight away with your goalkeeper, mate.
Yeah, I've gone for picks, played some great goalkeepers, but I've looked at the careers that they all went on to have as well. So my goalie would be Ben Foster, who I played with at Watford for a short spell.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, great keeper, went on to have a fantastic career and obviously represented England, cup winner with Blues, so yeah, he'd be my first pick.
He's taken over the social media scene now, isn't he?
Yeah, cycling, social media, many strings to his bow.
Brilliant. Moving into defence then.
Defence, didn't really realise how good this player was until I played with him, and he was right at the end of his career then. But Steve Bruce. Steve Bruce came from Man U to Blues in my first spell there. I think he was about 37 at the time, but was absolutely fantastic. We were fortunate that season. We had Steve Bruce, Gary Ablett, God rest his soul, Barry Horn, Furlong, people like that joined the team. But Steve Bruce was a standout player, and to play with someone who had the career he had.
A leader of men.
Yeah, leader. 9 years captain of Man U. You don't do that if you're no good. So Bruce is in there.
Okay then, midfield, a position you know well.
Yep.
Where are we going?
Midfield, absolutely class player. Played with him for Scotland a couple of times. Paul Lambert. Again, had an absolutely stellar career. Won the Champions League with Borussia Dortmund.
Exactly, on the continent.
Yeah, won everything there is to win up in Scotland with Celtic. Again, another one, didn't really realise how good he was until you're on the same pitch with him and you're training with him day in, day out. But yeah, Paul Lambert was a fantastic player.
Rolls Royce. Up front then.
Yeah, obviously, I've left my good mate Horse out, and I played with Dean Saunders and people like that.
No Christmas cards.
No. So I'm always going to upset some people, but Christophe Dugarry. He came to Blues for a short spell while I was there. The first season we were in the Premier League, had an amazing impact. And I think if you look, I think he played 31 or 32 games and scored 5 or 6 goals. And he's held up as one of our best ever players. So that tells you the impact that Christophe made.
Even off the pitch as well.
Yeah, lovely fella, great fella. No big time Charlie about him. He was really down to earth, quiet, but a really cool character. And Christophe was an amazing player. And you win the World Cup, you win the European Championships. You look at the clubs he's had. I think it would have been difficult for me to leave him out.
Okay, the interesting one then, the wild card.
Well, let me tell you, picking the wild card was probably the hardest, but I'm just looking at him now, but I'd have to say my old mate Tighty. And literally, he's just walked through the door there as I'm talking about him. So, yeah, I'd have to say Tighty. As well as being absolutely round the bend, was a fantastic player.
One of our own.
Yeah, really good player, Tighty. And, it was great to play with him for a couple of years at Blues. So he'd be my wild card pick, definitely.
And there you go, pro picks with Paul Devlin. Thank you very much for that, Paul.
Cheers.
Massively appreciate it.